subject of today's video will be testing these A2000 accelerators. And yes, the white box, that is a test harness for use with the advanced Amiga Analyzer. And so I've just been using the disk, which is fine. You can test memory and things like that. Test your mouse and bits and pieces. But apparently with that analyzer, you can test all sorts of, like serial ports. It's got loopback serial testers and things like that. So I was going to have a little play with that. And I've never touched it. I've looked at it. I've never used it. But first of all, I think I might just start off by checking these accelerators. Update on the other accelerator that I was having issues with. Probably most of the issue was user issues. And I kind of kicked myself really because I thought right at the start that this machine here that I tested it in might not have been a very good candidate because of the RAM that was sitting already on the hard card. And I made an assumption. And you know what that means. And the assumption is I've got an accelerator in the machine below it, right? That's an A2000 with an A40 accelerator, and it's got 16 megs of RAM. And the RAM is on the accelerator card. And I made an assumption that the accelerator card that I was messing around with here was the same type of RAM, but it's not. It runs in a different address space. It's the difference, and I stand to be corrected here, but I've only really looked into it for a short time, and with the help of Evil C's input. If you've got a certain amount of RAM on these accelerators, the one that I was having trouble with, and a certain amount on the hard card, and they are in the Zorro 2 address space. They don't get remapped, it's just that they were overlaying each other. You can't physically remap them, it's just a physical limitation with the Zorro 2 address space. And I did have reservations about doing it right from the start, and so probably the reason I wanted to do it is because this hard drive has got all the A2000 accelerator tweaks and everything already done, and so I wanted to boot from that hard disk if I could. But in hindsight, no. You basically, so the way I was looking at it was that the accelerator I was having trouble with is similar to this one down here, but it's not. So the A40, that is a Zorro 3. That RAM there, apparently, from what I understand, and say I stand to be corrected, and if anyone wants to comment, if I put this on YouTube, if anyone wants to comment and sort of correct me on it, that's fine. As far as I understand, the RAM on this A40 is in the Zorro 3 space, and so you can put a lot more RAM in, and you don't get that conflict. You still, if you've got a Zorro 2 card, you've still got 8 megs limit, but then you've also got the accelerator here in the Zorro 3. This one, the accelerator card, though the one that I was having trouble with, and I think even these ones here, the RAM exists in the Zorro 2 space. So that's where I made an assumption as to the accelerator cards being the same, but they're not. So yeah, living and learning, and kind of, but I still think there was an issue with the RAM. This where the RAM interfaces with the slot. I still think that cleaning the slot and cleaning the card edge on the RAM on the Sims also helped. So I think there there were two issues. I think the one that was me not understanding the memory map properly, and two, I think there was an issue with the RAM and interfacing with in the slot. Just a good clean, and because I had RAM failures early on as well, and so yeah, there was a couple of things going on there, but that's all part of it. It's sort of living and learning. That's the way I see it anyway. And so pretty sure that the RAM on these cards, because these are different again, these are the same as what I've originally had in this machine. They're all the same. Actually, it's one of those. So in the machine at the moment, I've got this 2630, and there's two 2630s there. The card I was having trouble with is a Great Valley Plains. It's not an Amiga. It's not a Commodore. Sorry, it's not a Commodore brand. It's a Great Valley Plains brand, and is a different beast. It's an 030 Accelerator, but it's a different beast to these here. So yeah. So that's the plan. I'll whack these in and maybe just run some RAM tests, and then we'll have a look at the advanced Amiga Accelerator and have a wee play. Yeah, it's auto config. So if you've got a card with 4 Mega RAM and you've got another card with 4 Mega RAM in the Zorro 2 space, they just coexist. You don't have to set any jumpers, they just coexist. They auto configure. What I've got to keep remembering is that Zorro 2 maximum 8 meg, and that on some of these accelerators it's Zorro 2 RAM. So I fell into a little trap. It's all part of it. It's all part of learning. And when I do learn this stuff, I tend to document it too, so that, because, you know, you come back to these things after months of not using them, and I kind of get a bit rusty on them. Sort of swapping and changing between PC and Amiga, and then, yeah. And I don't profess to be any Amiga guru either, really. I've never really lived and breathed it. I used an Amiga 500 back in the day, and used to just plug in bloody floppy disks and play games on it. That's pretty much all I used it for. A little bit of operating system malarkey, maybe word processing, things like that. Fairly straightforward sort of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's remembering what you've learned as well, especially as you get older. It's actually, you know, after, so when I revisit the Amiga in bloody August, when we have Amiga August, to be like, I've got to remember that Zorro 2 thing, you know? Yeah, I have noticed that. But I just have, I create documents and have like sort of quick start guides and notes on these sorts of things. So, you know, I'll be noting that. But yes, I did learn something. The memory on these accelerators are not all in Zorro 3 space, some of them in Zorro 2. And I think that goes for these. We're about to find out. Pretty sure that's how it works. I'm pretty sure that these cards have 2 megs of RAM. And interesting kind of RAM too. It's the SIP, single inline packages. They're kind of bizarre. I don't have any loose, but you'll see what I mean. I'll get you close up. We'll have a close look. So let's make a start. Well, in fact, I can show you right here. These little beasties here. So that's, that'd be 512, 512, 512, 512, I think. Oh, okay. Does that look like, oh, do you? I'm not sure I've got any spare. If I do come across any, I'll let you know. Oh, yours is smaller. Okay. Yeah. But they've got like, they're a single inline, like the legs are, they're all in a row. Yeah. But they alternate, so you bend one leg one way and the other's bent the other way, and it just alternates. 256, 512, one. Well, if they are, that'll be 1 meg. But as far as I know, that's 2 megs. And from what but we'll soon find out. I'm just about to whack it in, so could be. Could be. So I'll quickly show you the advanced Amiga Analyzer. So I've got the floppy disk for it, but this is the actual tester. So it tests your parallel serial video and your mouse, and then you've got a mouse pass through. Diagnostic tester for the A500, A2000, A3000, A4000. I'm a little bit worried about that white wire sticking out there though. Can you see it? Loose. Not sure about that. Anyway, I should probably take a close look at that inside and just check that. Made in Hong Kong. And so the box says, locates most common IC circuit failures on all Amigas. Tests all memory banks, floppy devices, and all ports including port voltages. Tests mouse and joystick ports. Status of all tests shown on display, better than 90% accuracy. Fast, efficient and accurate in diagnosing nearly 90% of Amiga failures. Saves you time and money on repairs. Did I put the screw back in? Geez, that'd be silly of me, wouldn't it? You haven't put the screws back in, do I? It's a sign of confidence though, isn't it? You screw every single screw back in your case and you know as soon as you do it, something's going to go wrong. It's like bloody Murphy's Law. Right, well, actually I think I should just crank it up as it is. Yeah, so this card's got the same memory configuration, the SIPs. There's 4 lots of 4 banks. And we've got 4 meg on the hard card just there. Well, it is, we're talking about through-hole technology and a lot of 74 series logic. I mean, there were no alternatives really back in the day. You know, if any electronics is going to be flaky of this era, it's the whole lot, because they're pretty much all using the same technology. there wasn't much in the way of surface mount. So we didn't get surface mount in the Amigas until the 3000, I think, is surface mount. The A600 and A1200 CD32. Got to remember that this was designed in 80. Was it? Oh, I stand to be corrected on this, but 87. Like the Amiga 1000 was designed in, I think, 85, wasn't it? Yeah. I mean, these beasts are getting old. These are getting old. PCs had analyzers too, by the way. Before you start bloody picking on my Amiga. Jeez. A bit rough. I remember having all sorts of trouble with bloody ATs and XTs and all that. I don't know. Was there a date? Good question. Yeah. No, it is just a fact of old electronics in general, I would say. We have a brochure. Packstrong Corporation. New low price of $59.95. Version 2. 1993. So the Amiga had been... Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about the dates, to be honest. There are... Oh, this is a customs declaration. I'll just fold the top over because it's got the previous owner's address on it. Oh yeah, did they what? There's no denying that, eh? Computer part, $77 is the value. US postage was $19.41. Is there a date? I can't see a date on this. It's got to be later than 1996 because the form has a date of 1996. Yeah, I don't think they were overly cutting corners that much back in the 2000 days, but they did start to very much cut corners. Yeah, it's basic instructions. Oh no, here we go. Here's the instructions here. Then do we add 10% for the tariff? It's pretty how you're doing though. I mean, this is just a photocopied manual with a look of it. This is probably what came with it. Game port tester, parallel, serial, memory tester, disk drive. That's floppy disks. Video port, audio tester. Yeah, so could be worth a look at. But if we have a look at this machine, let's see what memory configuration we've got here. I'm pretty sure it's 6 meg from memory. So we've got, yeah, 2 meg fast RAM. Oh, sorry, you can't see it. Yeah, it makes you wonder if they're going to change the import tariffs, doesn't it? So yeah, so anything imported into America, they charge us 10%, right, on our products. Effectively, I'm an exporter to America because I get paid by Twitch and I get paid by YouTube. Yep. So we've got fast RAM. It's interesting though, it says kick 24-bit DMA. That's the expansion memory. So that's on the Accelerator. And that's the 4 meg on the hard card. Export your SAS. And there's 1 meg of chip. And so, yep, so it's definitely 2 meg on, and so you can see the address space there. So the hard drive memory starts at what, 600,000 hex. You don't say it like that, do you? But and so there are gaps in this memory space. Oh. Was it? Okay. Haven't felt anything here yet. So yeah, there's definitely 2 meg on these cards. And if we run the Analizer, it's funny how it's sort of chopping all this RAM up into little blocks, isn't it? I'm not sure, without having a close look there, whether that's contiguous, because we've got chip memory up here, 61800 bytes of chip memory, and then but we've also got 25676 bytes chip memory down here as well, and that's definitely not contiguous there. And we've got more chip memory up here, 676824. Is that? Yeah. Okay, so it's done one pass. I mean, we could leave that running, but you get the idea. No errors found, and we're definitely, I mean, I can tell it's running an A20 just by the way it's drawing these screens. And we can confirm that. Yeah. Speed. Good clunky old tank mouse. Built like a Sherman tank, okay, and shaped like one. So there we go, A30 running at 25 megahertz. We are faster than A3000. 25 megahertz. Where are you seeing 20? Faster than a 25 megahertz A30. Okay. So let's say everything's hunky-dory there. That's a good known card, right? So let's throw these other ones in. We'll throw another one in. Yeah, so there you go. It's that's your 2 meg again. That's a Rev 9. And we have here another Rev 9 with 2 megs. Another A2630. Condition unknown. Booting. Yeah, that's running at 030, that's running at 25 at least. Another 25 megahertz card working. Memory, we've got 2 megs there, 4 on the hard card and 1 chip. So that's identical. I would like to increase the RAM on one of these, but there's no point going past 4 meg because I've got the 4 meg on this hard card here. And of course you've got to remember the 8 meg limit. So I could put another 2, populate this with another 2 meg, and we get the full 8 meg complement. So that's a good one. That's a good one. This is another Rev 9. Be surprised if it's not the same. Yep. Memory, yep, identical. Oh, I didn't check the RAM on the other one, but let's do a quick RAM check. I'll put that there if I forget to switch over again. At least you can see something. Test passed. 1 pass. They seem to be pretty reliable, these cards. Actually, let's go back in there to see what we've got without hooking any harness up to it. So you've got mouse X and Y, fire, left button, right button, and so I read that, see that the green plus 5V, oh that's pin 7 and it's in the green, so it's all good. And port 1 is actually, it's got a joystick connected, so up, down, left, right, fire 1, and there's only one button on this. If I plugged in the CD32 controller, we would have fire 2 as well. Oh, that's fire 0, sorry. So that's your only fire button. There's 2 physical buttons, but they're just both the same output. And so I don't think it's any point testing the parallel until we actually plug the device in. because it'll be looping back. Let's do it though. And I don't think I'll bother with the video. I'm using a flicker fixer here, so I mean, I'm not even sure it'll be outputting any video, to be honest. Actually, I don't think the flicker fixer turns off the internal video. I think you can actually run 2 screens, like duplicate screens. Let's plug it in anyway. So what's that one? Video. And then I think you plug that into your mouse. Plug this one into your mouse port, and then you plug your mouse into here. There's a pass-through. There's a mouse pass-through on the tester itself. So we've got mouse 5 volt, I'm assuming that means it's okay. I mean, they're only single color LEDs, right? There's no +5 on the parallel. Ooh, doesn't look too good, does it? I wonder if that's because I've got the video plugged in. Let's just try it without the video plugged in. Or did I knock the... Oh, I might have actually knocked the connector out of the flicker fixer there. Yeah, the port has provision for 3 buttons because the CD32 controller has got shoulder buttons and I think a fire and maybe a jump. Or you can, yeah, this CD32 controller is... Yeah, that video's a bit screwed up, isn't it? There's your CD32 controller, 4 buttons, pause and a play, and 2 shoulder buttons. But yeah, I'm wondering if this video anomaly is just because I've got a flicker fixer plugged in. Not 100% sure about that until we try it on a machine that doesn't have one. Yeah, so you got the directions as well. Yep. That's looking better. So we've got, oh no it's not. I wonder what's doing that. Huh. And it's come right. Flicker and fixer. Parallel run test, I guess. Sorry. Bit slack on that one tonight, aren't I? So we've got the data lines. Acknowledge busy. Select line. Everything else seems to be pretty good. Yeah, can't quite blame a hard week, can I? I assume, assuming that everything's looking fine there. Parallel port tester. Proper functioning of this test requires that the parallel port dongle be connected. In the center of the screen you'll see a diagram of the parallel port. You may click on any pin in the diagram to get any information window telling you about that pin. To run the test, run test button. Parallel port will be checked out, and any pins that do not respond properly will be reported to you, along with what hardware needs to be checked. The test will run until the end test is selected, so that's pretty straightforward. So it looks like the parallel port's fine. Yeah. That's why I'm trying not to make assumptions. RTFM. Right, end test. Test passed. Okay. Serial, I guess, is the same. So you can click. That's quite cool, isn't it? That's cool. Tells you what it is, tells you where it goes, what chip it's connected to, and you know what it's for. That's really cool. Test passed. We have a good serial, we have a good parallel. Game port, I think, oh yeah, we could test the floppy disk. Guess you have to assume it's going to destroy the contents of the disk. df1, toggle run test. Make sure there are blank disks. I'm not 100% sure about that. Can we drag that screen down? No, we can't. I guess it's just saying that, is it just saying that all data is going to be destroyed, or does it actually need to be blank? That's handy. I guess it's just going to read and then it's going to try and write, is it? Oh, there's the write section coming up. Oh no, I see. It's going to do one pass of read, one pass write. Makes sense. I guess it's just going to keep. Do I end? Test ended. Not quite sure. Disk drive, tester. It can perform both read-only and read-write tests on these drives. Different problems require different approaches. To check a drive, select which to test by clicking the button upper left corner. This button starts at read-only. Oh, I see. Read-only. Ah, there we go. Read-write. But will cycle each time it's clicked. Next, highlight each drive that you wish to check. Any drives not connected to the system will be ghosted. Place a blank formatted disk. Drives will be tested in order. Oh, there we go. Writing, reading. The drives will be tested in order until end test button is selected. Any errors found will be reported in the box for the track that had the errors gadget. So in Amiga terminology, a gadget is sometimes referred, or a button is sometimes referred to as a gadget, or it's referring to this errors gadget here. May be used to get an explanation of the error numbers. There are two methods for performing a drive test, and both should be run on a drive before you can be confident that the drive is okay. The simplest is to just perform a read-write test on the drive in question. Let it run for a while. If no errors are found, the drive is reading, writing data okay. To check for drive alignment problems, run a read-write test on a known good drive. Then take that disk to the suspect drive and run a read-only test. If errors are found here but not in the read-write test, the drive is likely out of alignment. Of course, make sure the disk itself is good. doesn't actually talk about the lights, how to interpret the lights, but see, there's no lights on the parallel as in +5, +12 volts. There were before, but subsequent reboot is they are no longer lit. So if I end that test and then take the disc out of DF1 and put it in DF0 and change that to read only and run, that will check alignment and everything looks go. Yeah, I wonder. I could test that on the other machine. We could do that, but I've got a problem with the GoTech on the Amiga, and that if I mount a floppy disk as you would normally and try and format the disk, it fails every single time. I've tried everything. I suspect it's some sort of firmware issue. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so that's perfectly fine. That is a good question, but I'd have to talk to someone about that, possibly even Carsonomi. I think from memory he said it should work, and I think he mentioned that possibly it's just crappy firmware that I'm using. I looked into updating the firmware, but it's a pain in the ass. It's like some sort of SPI driver. I've got to like solder pins onto the board and, you know, or solder a header onto the board and interface with it with SPI or something like that. I haven't really looked into it too much further, to be honest. I've got a couple of those GoTechs. But yeah, I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm putting in, so what I'll do is I'll just whack an ADF on the USB stick, mount the ADF, and then you can't format it. You can read it, I think you can write to it, but you can't format it. I think that's how it is. The USB stick works perfectly fine, no problems whatsoever. Like, reading from at least. Writing, I'd have to check, like actually copying a disk from one to another. I'd have to revisit it. It's been so long since I've messed around with it. But yeah, they're good suggestions. I can't quite remember whether it does successfully copy a disk. I know reading from it to copy does, copying back to another ADF, I'm not sure about that. We can explore. Video? No. Audio. No copyright strike on this, I hope. Composed by Brahms in 1758. I think my channel's reversed. Yeah, they are. That's easily fixed. All done. Oh, that's cool. There's probably no point putting the video tester in. How would you test the video if you can't? There's no loopback on the video. How's that supposed to work? There's no pass through. Oh, well, there's potentially a loopback. But how are you supposed to select the test if you can't see what's being displayed unless you use some sort of splitter? I guess it's just testing voltages. Yeah, but the point is if I didn't have this flicker fixer card in, and you've got one video output, and you have to plug in the tester to the video output, there's no pass-through, there's no splitter. I'm assuming that all it's going to do then is test the voltages, you know, give you some sort of feedback on the voltages there. And the funny thing is, the manual doesn't actually talk about those lights at all. Well, I can plug it in, but it's not a valid test because I've got a flicker fixer that I can, is it like basically a second output. Oh yeah, so here we go. It does talk about it in the introduction. Yeah, because I'm using it basically like a second video card, the flicker fixer. So the Amiga has a basically RGB on board. Directly on the motherboard, but I've got this, right, that's a separate video card. Think of that, separate video card there. So in this scenario I can run it, but I'm just thinking of, you know, all those people out there that don't have flicker fixers, otherwise known as ambers, how they would get on. It has to just be the voltage. See what the manual says about the video port. The only real video port test we can do is check the power coming out of the port. So there we go. Yeah, correct, I know. To do this, disconnect the computer completely, hook up the video port dongle to the RGB port and turn the computer's power back on. If any of the LEDs do not light up, there's a problem with the power. Check the fuses, capacitors and filters connected with that pin. We have also found problems related to the resistors connected to other pins. If display is fuzzy, that often means one of the resistors is bad, usually blown by the connector being removed or inserted while the power is on. As usual, you may select any pin in the diagram. Okay, so as far as the lights are concerned, status lights or voltage, it says If any of the provided LEDs do not light, there is a power problem with that port. If they do all light, power back down, remove the game and video port dongles, plug the monitor and mouse back in and power up. Boot with a copy of Analizer disk. Each of the following sections describes how to run individual tests. What? Let's read that again. If they do not light, there is a power problem with that port. Then it says, if they do all light, oh yeah, power back down, remove the game and video port dongles. Right. Plug the monitor and the mouse back in. So yeah, basically, you can see the video test is literally just a voltage test. Let's do that. And we're lucky enough that we've got the second card, so we can see what's going on. But yep, the video is definitely all lit. So we've got, that's lit, mouse +5, -12, +5 and +12 on the video's lit. Serial, both of those are lit. The parallel, both are not lit, but that passed the test. The manual would suggest otherwise. It says they should all be lit. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, so that's basically just giving you information. Parallel. Run the test. It seems, let's have a look. Yeah, well, the lights are, if there is a light on there, I don't think, I was thinking it looks is potentially very faint, but I don't think it is. I think it's just ambient light. So that it's passed, it's fine. So maybe the LEDs have failed. There's no, what would be really nice is a little test button on the device just to light all the LEDs, eh? But everything seems fine there. It's happy as Larry. One day I might even hook a parallel printer up to it, eh? Yeah. Self-test. Well, that's working. That's good. I found my bridge boards. I think I mentioned that, and I will certainly be covering them. But I need to get my ducks in a row. I definitely need to get my ducks in a row on that one. So I've got a, let's have a look, what have we got? I've got this PC emulator, the A2000. And that, I think, is an AT. So that emulates an IBM AT. And so that's what they call a bridge board. So it's got like RAM on board, and pretty much, you know, that'll be probably parallel there, and that might be a floppy controller cable, floppy connector. Is it an 8088? Hang on. Intel. That would be right though, wouldn't it? Intel, check that out. 8088. So that's, you know, that's a similar PC to my XT, my luggable 5155, which I haven't shown on stream yet. That is a subject for another day. So that's the thing, but this is cool. This needs potentially a bit of work as well. So that 8088 won't run Windows. It's probably like DOS 3 or something like that. But this is a different story. This is a 286. It's an A2286 AT emulator, and there's this daughter board on here with a Dallas clock chip, so that needs to come out and be either fixed or replaced. And I suspect that the CPU is under in the sandwich, under the top layer of the sandwich. I modify those myself. I've got all the bits I need to modify those. Let's put a new battery on them. You hack into them and put a new battery on them, or I buy them off someone on the Discord. Who sells them? I'm trying to remember now. I think it might be Boris the Spider. I think he sells those. You know, like basically a drop-in replacement. Boris, yeah. I think it's Boris. From memory. And so that needs sorting. So I'm just thinking of, you know, the easiest way to attack it would be to just order a new one. Or I can modify one of those in about half an hour or so. No money required, which is quite good. So we've got some other bits to try. I do have another flicker fixer, but that's not very exciting. Basically, we've got one in there already. That'll be something I'll test off stream. We have, well, this is interesting. Oh yeah, the mod that I do is reasonably tidy. You can do it reasonably tidily with a nice little, not a CR2032, although I have done that. I've got a somewhere I've got little battery holders and battery coin cells that are the size of the top of the Dallas chip. So it's quite a nice, tidy-ish solution. Not as tidy as no, it's more like a it's more like a 1623 or something like that. 1620 or something like that. 2016, yeah, might be that. That might be the one, yeah. It's 16mm diameter, I think, rather than but this here, this is a bloody hard drive and SCSI drive. So MFM, pretty sure it's like an MFM controller, because this looks like MFM here. Well, not 100% sure actually. It's definitely SCSI, got a big ass SCSI connector down here. So yeah, pretty cool. Hard disk controller. I mean, I've got plenty of SCSI, but not MFM. If it is MFM, that'll be an interesting, because if that's MFM and I get those bridge boards running, I could run like I could run my doorstop. I'll show you my doorstop. I don't know what state it's in. This comes straight out of a pull. It's pulled straight out of this beastie. My Micropolis. Big fat beast. ST506. Big chunky beast. Yeah. I'm going to see if it spins up and see if it's readable one day. That's a, yeah, actually I reckon it is MFM style, that card, looking at those connectors. And I've got a whole bunch of other bits and pieces that I wanted to go through as well. Oh, these are hard cards, SCSI and 8 meg of memory. It's cool though, eh? Red solder mask. And so 2 meg sims. That's a Nexus. I'm not sure exactly what type of RAM that would take. Need to look into that. But that's a thing. Here's another hard card. That's a Commodore 2091, A2091, with a Quantum Pro Drive SCSI controller. Pretty neat. That memory is okay. That memory is running. So that's what I was saying before, is that that's fixed. I reckon that was a lot of that was just needed reseating and cleaning. I cleaned the slots and I cleaned up the card edge connectors on the RAM on the Sims, and the memory errors went away. But it's interesting too, though, with that other issue with the memory overlapping, that the machine would run okay for quite some time. You saw it on stream; it was running perfectly. This is a RAM card, 2080 AD RAM. Partially populated. I'm tempted to throw that in and see whether we get an extra mega RAM. I think we should do that. I would say a mega RAM again. Not 100% sure without trying it. Actually, I could probably put that in over this side. It's dangerous putting stuff on the seat. Not likely just to sit on it. Overflowing. Oh, your is that the song that you sent through? The one you gave me? I'm exploring different playlists at the moment. I'm creating different playlists. I'm just sort of trying to mix things up, but I can add it in to one of the playlists, that's for sure. What genre do you think it would be? Because I'm sort of erring on the side of like just chilled out music. As long as it's not thrash metal, it's fine. I think some of these cards are stubborn. Medium fast paced, yeah. I'm sort of erring on the side of laid back, chill type vibes. I'm going to remove this Analizer, but that works really well. I've got an Amiga 600 in mind. I might use that for testing the audio, which is definitely something up with the audio on it. And I've replaced the caps and it made no difference. Right, so we've got potentially more RAM. We've got at least 3 good 030, 4 030 accelerators. That's a bit of a worry actually. I'm hoping that Analizer didn't screw something up. Two meg for one chip. That's it. So it's not picking up that card. Although I don't know what state it's in. You can see that it's potentially had RAM robbed out of it. So maybe it needs configuring. I don't know. That's right, isn't it? 2 meg, 4 meg, 1 meg, and nothing else. So yeah, it's definitely not picking up. Either that or it's faulty. Hope not. So the markings are UA0 through 15, UB0 through 15, UC, UD. And there are, oh here we go, RAM size. It is set to 4 meg. And this can take 8 maximum. So I wonder, 2, 4, 6, 8. That makes sense, wouldn't it? 4 banks. And 2, it's set for 4. 2, 4, 6, 8. And it's only got 2, right? I reckon this jumper. Because 2 meg is jumper off both of these. So now maybe that will work. You might hear this playlist repeat because I think it's only about an hour and a half, 2 hours long. I just had to find where I saved it. Oh, booting off the disk again. Wrong keyboard. Too many keyboards. Oh, we're not getting that weird grey screen. That's good. Four meg. Wait, is that? No. Is it 4? 4. 4. 1. Oh, it's locked up. Just rebooted. Well, that would... What's it going to do? That would suggest it might be sort of tying in with the 2 megs that it's on the accelerator. Yeah. There could be some sort of configuration issue here as well. You'll probably need to do this actually on a bare, like a bare machine with no accelerator, no hard card, no other RAM interfering. Same scenario as last time, potentially. 4, 4, and 1. So that would indicate, what does Workbench say? 7. But that's free. 4 on the hard drive, 2 on the accelerator, and 2 on the card I just put in. That would make sense. How reliable? Oh, I tell you what, I can run the Analizer on it. Bad RAM on it. Is it locked? Yeah, machine's locked. I wonder if I just try reseating those chips. Let's give that a go. It could be quite likely to have bad RAM. I mean, obviously someone's ripped 2 out of it, I would say, because it was set for 4 meg. Yeah, it was set for 4 meg, and so I think someone's depopulated this bank here. But I think possibly if I just reseat, I'm not actually reseating, I'm just pushing them in. they're a little bit creaky. Who knows? That might be all it is. Gizmo. Oh, booting off that bloody disc again. That's fine though. I can actually just go straight into memory check, can't I? Alice has started doing that, coming in and sitting on knees because she's a bit cold. He's chunky, is he? Oh yeah, still pretty sure that's the same memory location. I don't know whether fully reseating and like removing and reseating them would be any good. Who knows? Oh, I've got other RAM cards. It's possible that I've got, compatible RAM that I could repopulate that with, but let's have a look here. What's this? It's a similar looking card. That's a Supra A2000 246 8 meg. Now I'd say this is fully populated 8 meg. So I can't really test it on this machine unless I remove both Accelerator and hard drive, which I can do easily, no worries. So let's do that. That's nice and tidy, isn't it? 8 megs of expansion memory and 1 meg of chip. That could take a little while. Crisis is definitely off the cards. Yeah, that looks like it's going to take a while, doesn't it? So what's it checking now? Checking block. So it's got to get up to A. Yeah, it's got to get to A. It's not going to take too long. A00003. And looks like I've got another card here. It's the same, except it's populated with 4 meg. So if I could get that other card going that's only got 2 meg in it, that would be a perfect fit for this machine, because I'd have 2 on the accelerator, 2 on the RAM card, and 2 on the 4 on the hard drive card, give me a total of 8. So maxing out the Zorro 2 RAM capability. So there's a couple of options. I could depopulate one of these cards, like this one with 2 meg. No, that's got 4 in it. I could depopulate that. Yeah, that wouldn't take long to do. I would have thought they would have rolled around by now, but seven, 8, 9, then we should get A, right? 0. Oh, I see, it's going through blocks. I see. Oh yeah, maybe it does have to get right up to 8205120. That could take a while. I guess what we could do is explore the GoTech issue on the 040. While that's doing that, I'll show you what I mean. This is a little a document, single page document that came with the advanced Amiga Analyzer. It says, why I purchased the Analyzer. My computer was crashing every time I used it for 2 hours or more, and when I rebooted it came up with a drive DH0 not validated message. This can be very serious, as you can sometimes lose some or all of your files. What happens is, if you are that interference is from the other Amiga 2000 sitting right underneath this one. What happens is, if you are reading or writing to a file and the file is not closed and validated. I've since found a program called Disk Safe, sets a delay, blah blah blah. Nothing very exciting. Can't find my USB drive. I've got another one. Try this. Right, there's an ADF, right? Let's run the analyzer. It's basically just a as you can see, Gloom floppy disk, right? 87% full. There's all the files, blah blah blah. Now, my understanding is if I try to format this, it'll fail. But before I do it, let's just see what Analizer thinks of it. That's DF0. and let's do a read-write test. I don't care if I overwrite it because I can just blow it away. So run. Oh, we've had 2 passes on the memory on this machine here. So that RAM's good. Okay. Eight megs. That's nice. And this card, putting in right now, is 2 meg. 4 actually. 4 meg. It's got to remember it's 2 per bank. No memory? Oh yeah. Okay, you got to click run test for it to find it. So yep, 4 meg. Leave that to do its thing. This seems to be working. It's going to complain, is it? So it doesn't destroy the data apparently. Was it actually doing anything? Let's chuck a new drawer in there. Yeah, see that? It's not happy, it's not responding. You can see when the Picasso 2 kicks in on the machine underneath it, you get this interference here. DF0 uninitialized, I mean that could be quite normal after running that test on it, I'm not sure, but we should be able to format. Let's call it GoTech 1 will do. Fast file system. Format. DF0, yep. Is it just copying that's the problem? I'm trying to remember now, there's definitely some sort of issue. That's successfully gone through one pass as well, so that's good. So what I could do is I could pull 2 megs from that card and whack it into the card that's got the faulty 2 meg in it. And run that with the accelerator and the hard card. Okay, so that's formatted. It's happy. And the test will be, can I copy? So I'll copy the Analizer floppy. That's a physical floppy disk to the GoTech. So if we just copy, so we want to just copy from DF2 to DF0. We want to verify and bump the name, that's fine. Yeah. That's the issue right there. Can't copy a disk to it. So if I go to GoTech disk and I can create a drawer in there, good as gold. I can probably like copy files. If I copy the Analizer, going to do that. Yeah, it's happy, but it won't do a disk copy, which is a pain. No, it should work. It should work. I've seen other people use Gotex on these, no problem. I think it's some sort of firmware issue, like dodgy firmware. So if I run the analyzer from the Gotex, it's happy. So yeah, there's definitely something weird going on. It's been, I should try my other Gotex, although I suspect that Gotex got the same issue. I'll have to try it, maybe even in a different machine. Something I can do for Amiga August. I've got plenty of Amiga stuff to do. Well, that's good. So, in that case, I can pull some RAM, good known RAM, or, yeah, actually I think that's what I'll do. She's a noisy beast. Just make myself a little workbench here. I mean, it could just be one of these chips, but I don't really want to go, you know, experimenting with changing one chip at a time and trying it. That sounds pretty painful. The other thing I could try is just like completely reseating, removing and reseating every single one of these chips. Who knows, it could just be a mechanical connection issue. I could change like half at a time instead of start narrowing down what chip it is from there. That's probably another way of doing it reasonably efficiently. Let's check the pins. Doesn't appear to be any physical damage there. Or not. Gonna stick with hardware tonight. I know it's not very exciting, but right now let's have a look at these chips here. $80 nanoseconds, yeah, that's good. 80 nanoseconds. These ones are 12. 1, 2. Would that be right? Am I reading that wrong? Oh no, they're 80. Date code of 1990. 44th week 1990. There's a gold star down here and Oki down here. I need one of those little pin straightener doofers, although you can quite easily deal with it without them. If this doesn't work, well then I've more than likely got a configuration problem. Huh. Did I just do what I think I did? I populated the wrong bloody bank. I'm assuming that matters. Bugger. What's the time? 11:15. Does that mean I'm getting tired or just stupid? Far out. Oh man. Oh, at least I'm cleaning, you know, mechanically cleaning the sockets. That's one advantage, I suppose. Oh, bugger. I have to be careful about orientation as well, because the sockets don't actually have any. Yeah, so I need to flip these. Lucky I didn't do that and put them in the wrong way. Yeah, so pin, oh no, this is the right way. This is the right way. Pin 1 is up. Pin 1 is right up here, so, and I've got the notches at the top. That'll be why. I'm actually tempted to, oh yeah, so all the rest of the chips, the pin 1 is up here, top left. So notch at the top. That's too fat. Just need something to lever on there. It's the right size, actually. Floppy disk might do it. This is broken floppy disk, by the way. Fairly laborious task. But this is what retro computing is all about, for me anyway. Laborious tasks included. just waiting for that dopamine hit, you know, to see that total of 8 megs in this computer. There are definitely other ways I could have got 8 megs running in this computer, but in this configuration, this is probably the easiest way to do it. Don't know, I doubt it. These are pretty fussy. Most of these boards that I've dealt with, you need to populate from the lowest to the highest. So it quite, you could be right, it could well have worked with the last bank populated, but I don't want to try something outside of what the norm is for these. Pin 1, all of them are orientated correctly. Bank 0, set to both jumpers open, which is 2 meg, 2468, that makes sense to me. Let's just chuck it in as it is and run the analyzer on it. Do it naked. It's not booting. Yeah, it's not happy. It doesn't like it. Okay, well, do I really want to bore you with this? I don't think so. Yeah, chipset definitely orientated the correct way. It is different to the Supra board, but that's not unusual. Okay. I think I'll leave that boring job for another time when I'm not streaming, because that's pretty dry, and I don't really need to get the full complement of 8 megs on there, you know. It's not like a huge deal. 6 is fine. I mean, I'm almost tempted just to put those back in and see whether just taking them out, putting them back in might have made the legs contact a bit better. Oh, I can see a problem. There is one leg out of bed. One leg out of bed. Can you see it? Might not. Leg out of bed. Would that be enough to stop it completely? I guess it could, couldn't it? Can't imagine that would stop it from booting though. See? Sounding more happy. Yes. Look at that. Except my capture's upset, is it? Hey. So, if we've got 2 meg here, and we have 2 meg on the accelerator and 4 meg on the hard card, we've got a full complement of RAM in this beastie. If it passes. Well, there's definitely 2 meg there. 2 meg fast RAM and 1 meg a chip. Oh no, did Carcinomi's stream go down? Oh, cardboard. It was a problem at my end. I just needed to reload the player. This looks promising though, doesn't it? Man, that Rick Dangerous that he's playing looks brutal, eh? Yeah, I was kind of speaking to myself in a way. You got the gist of it though, I'm sure. He's talking about, someone's commenting that OBS has been unstable for a lot of people, and I had that problem too, didn't I? I wonder if he dropped out and had to restart the stream. Oh no, he's been going for 2 hours 50 minutes, so it can't have been that. Oh, there we go. Passed. Okay. End test. Passed okay. Alright, so now I'll chuck the rest of the cards in and we should be away and laughing. Yeah, I had that problem with the losing or desyncing the stream key, which is annoying. But yeah, there's an update. There's an update for OBS available, and when I tried to install it, it played up. It said that the system, or the updater said that it couldn't close OBS. You know, it pops up and says OBS needs an update when you start OBS, and then it can't close it. I'm just going to put any old card in here, any of the A2630 030 accelerators can go in here. And then so it said can't close the program, and then so you try and close it manually, but you know, just clicking out of it, and it wouldn't close. You had to actually kill it from the task manager, and then you restart OBS and it says, do you want to start in safe mode? And then you know, eventually it comes right, and I tried the update again thinking it was just a one-off, and it did the same thing. And then I chose not to do the update and just run OBS as it was, and that went fine until you saw what happened the other day in the stream. I had that connection issue with the stream key, so it's a bit of a pain. Actually, I've got this twisted up, I think. That's better. I had it right in the first place, I think. Three times in a stream, oh. Yeah, that's gotta It's got to really piss you off, doesn't it? Oh, something's not happy. It's not happy. Maybe this RAM configuration is no good, as in not playing well with the accelerator. Let's see what the Analizer says. Four and one. Faulty RAM and locked. Is that the same location as last time when I first tried this? And did I try this? Did I try this card without the accelerator and the hard drive in there and then test the RAM? Not sure I did. And I mean, potentially we might be in the same boat. There might just be some sort of clash with... I wonder if it's the accelerator. Let's pull the accelerator. Or is it the hard drive? That's the other question. Or has it just developed? Who knows? Six is correct. 4 on the hard card, 2 on the RAM card. And so if this doesn't error out, potentially it's conflicting with the accelerator, and I can't remember whether I tested this without the accelerator in it all when I was getting those memory errors. So if that's the case, the RAM I took out could well be okay. And I can test that theory by putting the RAM into this board that I've just taken that RAM out of. But I would say that maybe these cards, these RAM cards, don't play well with this, with the accelerators. I mean, it's a possibility. But that looks fine. It definitely found the error earlier than this, didn't it? And the RAM error is definitely not on the accelerator because I tested that independently. It's interesting. Well, this is going to make for a fairly boring, if not, it's been pretty boring already, but this is even more boring. It's interesting though, as far as potential interoperability issues, maybe. So the next interesting test would be to pull the hard drive card, put the accelerator in and see if the accelerator and the RAM card alone play well together. At least when it plays up quickly, you know, like it's really obvious. So I mean, there's no reason why this won't boot into Workbench sans accelerator. Here we go. There's one pass. So I see no reason why that won't boot into Workbench. Let's see. Unless it was just like a bloody card seating issue or something, I don't know. It's a bit slower. jeepers. Okay. Six and 1. Correct. And Workbench seems reasonably happy. I'll try once more with the accelerator back in there to see whether it's like a card seating issue or something. Yeah, it's behaving weirdly. I wouldn't trust it. It's like it's not initializing properly. Oh. No, it doesn't like it. It's not happy. Let's pull the RAM card. And fire it back up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to chuck the RAM that I took out of that other card back into the card that had 4 meg in it. That would be a good test actually. Whack the RAM in here and test this card. And that would... Yeah, see is it happy? Don't tell me. It's weird. Something's definitely not happy. All of a sudden. Oh, is it? That took a long time. Memory. 2 on the accelerator, 4 on the hard drive. Yep, that seems okay. That seems strange. It's kind of like really slow. It's not accessing the floppy drive at all. That's bizarre. Just removed the hard card and now it's booting from the floppy. Okay. Put the hard card back in. And we'll see. We should still boot from a floppy. If there's a floppy insert, bootable floppy inserted, it should boot from it. I'm actually tempted to remove the back plane because I missed call. My this mic battery died. I charged it. This is not happy. Lee, we're back to square one. It's better. I don't even know where my phone is. Ah. Yep. Missed call. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb this time of night, so won't hear a thing. 2 and 4 seems happy. It does not like that extra. Does not like that extra RAM. Whether it's this card, I don't know. But I'm just in the process of repopulating this other RAM. We've heard this before, haven't we? I think that playlist has probably gone around bloody 3 times, hasn't it? I'm just going to leave the BGM off in the meantime. We could play with Hippo Player, but I can't reboot my computer if I do that. Well, I can. But I'm tempted to repopulate this potentially what I thought was faulty RAM and just test this card. For exciting stuff. The connectors on these floppy drives are a bit flaky as well. All I have to do is move that and I can hear the floppy drive seeking. is one card repopulated with 4 megs of RAM. So if I pull the hard drive card, oh yeah, yeah, looks like he's moved on, yeah. Just checking quickly for out of bed legs. Everything looks fine there. So, pull the hard drive. By rights, I should pull the accelerator, but I'm just going to try this first. So half of the RAM in that 4 meg block is the 2 meg that came from the first card we looked at that I found faulty RAM with, but I suspect that might have been a red herring because, well, I was going to say because I had the had it installed with the accelerator card, but this is installed with the accelerator card and it seems to be happy. The other playlist I had was, it's a mixture of what we've just heard, but with a bit of jazz to go with it. The other option is, or potential cause of all this, is this card faulty? Because even with good known RAM in it, it was playing silly buggers. And You know, I've just noticed something. Check this out. Look at that. You know what was going through my mind was that there's an issue with the logic chips on this, and look at that. That doesn't look healthy, does it? I was never much one for jazz either, to be honest, until I heard the Dave Brubeck band. I've got it on reel-to-reel tape. Sounds amazing, and it's really cool. So my mind is opening to jazz, and what I do like about jazz is it's really good sort of backgroundy stuff, a lot of it. I reckon there's 2 pins missing with this bloody. Yes, I see. It's an A and B part. Might not have been faulty. It might not have been faulty RAM all along. Two pins missing. Get out. There's your problem. Bloody hell. I wonder where I can get one of these though. I guess it's probably just 74 series logic I'm hoping. Not too sure about that. Anyway, I'll put it back in, and yeah, there's a couple of these chips on here. There's actually 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. I'll just put it back in so I don't lose it, and just bear that in mind really. I mean, look at this, it's testing just fine. Bloody hell. That's where visual inspection comes in. You know, it's a very important part of troubleshooting, which, you know, I didn't to start with, but, you know. Oh yeah, so we've got 5 passes here. Tempted to chuck the hard drive in and what have we got? We've got 4 megs. Yeah, so I really need to pull 2 out of this board and run just 2 megs, and then I'll be where I want to be with this machine, and that's have 8 megs. It's a long process, but that jumper settings. See what this one says. This has got 8 megs in it. Yeah. I just need to change one jumper. I'm just going to take a photo of it quickly for reference. We're way even before Friday. Booting off floppy. 4 megs of expansion memory, 2 on the accelerator, 2 on the RAM card. And it seems to be behaving. Check the driver. Set before Friday. Fingers crossed. Be not. Is it? Are you going to work? Oh, yeah, I think it's booting. Yeah. Yeah, it's still not 100%. I still see flakiness. I'm still not happy. Won't boot off the floppy disk either. I think we can say that safely that maybe these RAM cards do not work well with this combination. Be surprised if there's some sort of overlap in the address space again. But at least now I know that I've got all of these RAM chips are fine. And I found a fault on the on that IC with the broken legs on that hard drive on the RAM card there. So it hasn't been a complete waste of time, but I'm kind of curious as to why these won't interoperate. Maybe Evil C might have an answer, Carcinomi, but I would have thought that this configuration should work. Because you know, that RAM card's in the Zorro 2 space, so is the hard drive card, and so is the accelerator RAM. So I don't know. But yeah. So as long as I don't have the I didn't have the hard drive in then, and the RAM test picked it up properly. there's no parity chips. There's 16 of them, so 16 bits, I guess. Yeah. The point is that they run okay. It runs fine. Like, it can't be parity chips or the wrong size chips. It just can't be, because they run fine by themselves. It's when you intermingle them that it doesn't play well. The accelerator and the RAM board play well. As soon as you put the hard drive card with its RAM in, it seems to get upset. What would be interesting would be to pull the accelerator. No, because I think that the RAM's working fine. As I say, they're working independently, so there's no point. No. You have to have the RAM in the first slot, the first bank. Seems to be, so it looks like it's actually booting. It's going to boot without the accelerator. It can play happy though. Everything is slower, as you'd expect, but it's happy. So it seems to be you can't run all three, is the way it's looking at the moment. So yeah. So this is 4 and 2 without an accelerator. Yeah, 6 and 1 chip. And on that note, I think I'll leave it at that, but it looks to me like you can't have all 3 cards in. You can have the RAM card and the accelerator with no hard drive card. You can have the RAM card and the hard drive card with no accelerator. You can have the accelerator and the hard drive card with no RAM card. So maybe, for all I know, this is not a valid combination. So, you know, that could be what it is. So it doesn't quite make sense to me, but anyway, that's it'd be interesting to see what the boys have got to say on that one. Anyway, I'm going to call it. You can see there that it's just running sweet as a nut, so it's all happy. Yeah, pick 2, but I would have thought that 3 would work anyway. It could well be something to do with the I was going to say with the accelerator and the RAM card, but they actually work well together without the hard drive card, so and the RAM on that. Anyway, it's a conundrum for another day. I'm gonna head off to bed. Cheers for hanging out, Mr. Bogan. That card you received is what you were looking for? Yeah. This one. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Just having a look for someone to raid, but oh, okay. Right, mate. We'll catch you maybe tomorrow night. We'll see how we go. I was going to raid someone who's sort of doing Amiga stuff. Yeah, okay. I don't actually watch myself. Well, I do. I have Stream Manager open, so that's probably where that comes in. So, shall we? Do you reckon Brownmeister? Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. You gotta turn in anyway. Yeah, true. Yep, I'm just catching up with your comments there. Yep, all good. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you tomorrow maybe, or if not, it'll be the weekend at some stage.